So, playing with some OEM trunk hinges at the moment. Had to straighten the ends, modify them slightly, but the infrastructure of them is still... let's use that hand, there you go. You can see the action. So, you can imagine the rubber end of this pencil would be roughly where the bodywork meets. You can see the arc for which the body will take. So she very nicely comes up and away. So vertically coming up, I think we could still use the two securing clips either side, which will just take the pin has a stepped end. We'll just take a step off the pin and make them just parallel. But yes, I think we can come up and out, even with an angle which is, well, say quite acute. We'd still be clear here of the bodywork now. The bodywork here will lean forward slightly, but I've brought this back, which is another reason because of the hinges. So it has a slight overhang, so even if you imagine the overhang's maybe another 5 or 8 millimeter further forward here, it's still going to miss the clip. We'll put a limiter on it so it doesn't go too far, it doesn't go all the way over. I can just build a limiter on this piece here where it stops. I'll just extend this dead stop. But yeah, I think a clip opening actually virtually near vertical would be about as clear as you're going to get. Basically, imagine to do virtually anything at the rear now. Shock adjustment's going to be simple because you can just basically walk up to the back of the car. So yes, quite happy with how that turned out. Literally purely a chance look at things. I'll tell you where. My Evo 10. I was just opening the boot the other day and realised, oh yeah, the boot has quite a nice set of hinges. So robbed some hinges from a written off Evo and started to modify. Got to make a plate here. This plate obviously is going to be drilled holes on both sides, and then we'll once we set the position so they're perfectly in the right place for the clip, then we'll bond those into the clip. But for the moment, I'm just literally tacking it up, just a rough plate at the moment, just to try and find the exact right position for this, so that I don't have to worry about having spacers and whatever on the rear of this. Pretty much once you've got the two of these mounted on both sides, I'm happy with the position. I'll pull the clip on and off to make sure everything's as close to the body as I can get it. I'll finalise the mounts to here. And then basically we'll bond those to the buck. I just want the theory to be right. I know that's sacrificial and is going to go in the bin. So it's kind of, these plates are going to be a bit of a waste, but I want to be sure that the action doesn't cause any problems anywhere. So better off to make sure that the action works and doesn't cause me any issues while I'm still in this stage. So yes, rear hinges. They have got shock points on them, but there's yeah, those shocks would be massively yeah, no good. So we may end up with a shock attached to somewhere here further back, and then we'll sort of come up and have a longer range, but we'll do that at a later date. Don't need to do it with the prototype. Yes, more fun today. Oh yeah, and I did I've now bonded these into the back. We ground some of the front off. I put some resin on the face, just pushed up. All this stuff here is going to come off, and now I've put 2 layers of glass from the back on both sides. So one more step. Yes, it's amazing how hinges, how they kind of pleasingly just mucking around with them. Oh well, there you go. Speak to you soon.